So Bridget, social media, it's been a big thing for me for many years where I've talked about it. You know, I was on Dr. Phil and I talked about social media back when there was something called MySpace, and it was crazy. That's how long this has existed. But really, should guys get off social media? What's your thought on social media when it goes to divorce and modification?
There's just too much risk involved. It can be used against you in court, in motion filings. I've seen it all too many times. You know, a client thinks it's funny to post this meme about a mean ex-wife, and then you go to a custody hearing and it shows up as an exhibit against your client, and it says he doesn't have the ability to support relationship with mom. Look at what he's saying on social media. Especially now, you have to be careful with the stay-at-home orders and the certain parameters that are in place for each state, because if you're violating those, or even if you don't think you are, but you post a picture of yourself with the kids that maybe could be taken as a violation, that could be grounds for a parent to try and modify custody or parenting time. So if at all possible, I say stay off social media. You don't need to post it. Take a photograph, save that for your memories with your kids, but you don't need to let the world see it.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I think one of the dangers, and I was looking at it recently in one of the cases that I have, where just seeing, are they honoring social distancing? One of the pictures, you just couldn't tell. There was a big group of people, and I'm thinking, that is exhibit number one, that I'm going to show that this person has no concern for the health directives of not only the CDC and the state health department, but our president, and, you know, and talking about how important it is. And there's the child sitting next to them. It very well may be that the distance is 6 feet, but from the angle of the camera, it looks like they're 1 inch apart. And that's what I really talked about on Dr. Phil, and really is huge. And I think one of the no-nos, and I think, Bridget, you'd agree, is talking about the case, having your friends post for you. I've always said, look, if you can't yourself get off of social media, don't you think, Bridget, it's important to have your friends really stop tagging you in all of their photos?
Absolutely. That's another way that it can come back and harm you. Or even if you posted something nice, but one of your friends leaves a nasty comment about the other parent, or just something to indicate that maybe you're not making the best decisions, that can hurt you. So I think that's really also important as to why you should stay off social media. Just get rid of the risk altogether. Yeah.
Camille, you know, one of the things, and I know we've alluded to it here, is social media. You don't want to talk about the judge. You don't want to talk about the guardian or the attorney for the child on social media, right? You don't want to mention anything about your case on social media, no matter how good or how bad it went.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's just, there's no point to it. It doesn't benefit you at the end of the day. Also, just, you know, to give a story, I at one point had an opposing party decide to post about me personally online. That was their tactic that they thought would be successful. I was able to show that this person had a very obvious anger management problem. This is somebody I had never met. Nothing was personal. Things like that you think that maybe you're going to harm the other side in some way, you ultimately will just hurt your case. Give your attorney as much of an ability to represent you appropriately as you possibly can. And social media is generally not going to be helpful to your case.